Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now there's a new Bitcoin signal flashing that we haven't seen since the all-time high. And in just a moment, I'll be talking more about that. So definitely stick around to the end of this video so that you don't miss out on any of this important information. First of all, jumping into the daily Bitcoin chart, and right now the price of Bitcoin is still continuing with the bounce from this range of support, which is coming into play in between 18,500 and 19,000. And on top of that, we obviously still have this active bullish divergence in play. And if you've watched any of my videos over the last 1 week, then you would know about this bullish divergence. But if you're new to the channel, then this bullish divergence basically means that we're due to see reduced bearish momentum in the somewhat shorter term. And usually a bullish divergence like this on the daily time frame plays out over the course of around 1 to 2 weeks on average. And so what we've seen over the last 1 week is pretty standard stuff for a bullish divergence like this on the daily time frame. And if you're looking at the daily Bitcoin MACD, just a couple days ago, we actually confirmed a bullish cross in this indicator. And technically speaking, that is a shorter term bullish confirmation signal, although this signal alone does not confirm a bullish reversal out of this bearish trend, because obviously we saw a bullish cross right here, for example, and that just resulted in a shorter term spike to the upside, and then we continued with the bearish trend later on. And we also saw a small bullish cross in the daily Bitcoin MACD back here towards the beginning of August, and that resulted in a shorter term pump, a shorter term relief. But within around 1 week after that bullish cross in the daily Bitcoin MACD, the price of Bitcoin actually rolled back over into this bearish trend. And so as of right now, in the somewhat shorter term relative to the daily time frame, so talking about perhaps the next few days, maybe even over the next 1 week or so, we're most likely still due to see reduced bearish momentum due to this bullish divergence and the recent bullish cross in the daily Bitcoin MACD. But of course, that is only in the somewhat shorter term relative to the daily time frame, because as of right now, like I just said, we haven't yet confirmed a breakout of this bearish trend. So technically speaking, the overall trend is still bearish on the daily time frame. We're just potentially in a shorter term pause within that bearish trend. But anyway, zooming into the shorter term, taking a look at the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, as of right now, the price of Bitcoin is still in this choppy sideways price range, with support sitting at around 18.7k approximately, and anything below that, then I'll be looking towards around 18.1k, which is this local low. And as for short-term resistance, we have resistance right here at around 19.8k approximately, and above that, we have some resistance at around 20.3k, and anything above that, then I'll be looking towards the golden pocket level of resistance, which is sitting at around 21,000 approximately. But like I said yesterday, if you're looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin price oscillators, at the moment they're showing almost no momentum to either direction. They're basically just chopping around sideways around their neutral values, which usually means more choppy sideways price action is to come for the price of Bitcoin. And now, believe it or not, but a choppy sideways price range like this is actually a gold mine in crypto. You can make a lot of money in a choppy sideways price range like this if you know the right strategies. And if you want to find out more about how you can make money in crypto in a choppy sideways price range like this, then stick around to the end of this video. But anyway, zooming all the way out to the 2-day Bitcoin chart and taking a look at the Bollinger Bands indicator, because at the moment, the Bollinger Bands indicator on the 2-day Bitcoin chart is entering into a squeeze formation. And this indicator at the bottom shows the Bollinger Band width. So basically, if this indicator is low, like what it is right now, then that essentially means that these Bollinger Bands are squeezing tight together. But of course, if the Bollinger Band width is all the way up here at one of these peaks, then that essentially means we're in an expansion phase in the Bollinger Bands indicator. And the longer term subscribers on this channel would probably already know what this Bollinger Bands squeeze means for crypto. But in case you're new to all of this, basically this squeeze in the Bollinger Bands indicator means that another extremely volatile move is not so far away. Because usually when we see a lot of choppy sideways price action, that helps to contract the Bollinger Band into this squeeze formation. And then as the Bollinger Bands squeeze like this, that means that we're getting very close to another extremely volatile move. And generally speaking, the tighter the contraction, the bigger the expansion, which is when we see the volatile move, which expands the Bollinger Bands again. And so right now, this is actually the tightest contraction in the 2-day Bitcoin Bollinger Bands that we've seen since the all-time high for Bitcoin. And once again, we can easily see that's the case by looking at the Bollinger Band width. And if we put a horizontal line where it's sitting at right now, it's currently almost exactly at where it was back at the all-time high for Bitcoin back in November last year. And if you're looking at that period of time back then, leading up to that squeeze in the Bollinger Band, we saw quite a lot of choppy sideways price action up there. But then as soon as we saw this massive contraction in the 2-day Bitcoin Bollinger Bands, not long after, as in within around 1 week after, we saw a lot more volatility in the price of Bitcoin, and obviously that volatile move was to the downside. And this was also the case these last 2 times as well, back in September 2021 and also back in around April 2021. We also saw these contractions in the Bollinger Bands indicator back during those times, which also resulted in more volatility in the price of Bitcoin. Now, unfortunately, the Bollinger Bands indicator by itself does not tell us the direction of the next volatile move. It just lets us know that another very volatile move is coming soon. And what I mean by sometime soon when talking about the 2-day time frame, that's usually around a week away, give or take. And so once again, in the much shorter term, perhaps over the coming days, we could still be due to see a lot of choppy sideways price action, but perhaps in around a week or so, we could potentially begin to see a much larger volatile move start to play out. And even though the Bollinger Bands indicator does not actually tell us the direction of that next volatile move, we can still try to work out the direction of the next volatile move in the price of Bitcoin by looking at support and resistance levels. For example, we have that important horizontal support sitting at roughly around 18 to 19,000. And so if the price of Bitcoin starts confirming a break below 18,000, then that would essentially signal the volatile move beginning to break to the downside. But for this next volatile move to play out to the upside, I'd like to see a break above this previous high, which is sitting at around 22.7k approximately. But a possible early signal even before that could be if the price of Bitcoin breaks above this golden pocket level of resistance, which is sitting at around 21k once again. But whether the price of Bitcoin plays out the volatile move to the upside or to the downside, as a trader, it doesn't actually matter because we can trade either direction. And so all we really need to know is the important levels of support and resistance. And so if the price of Bitcoin starts breaking below support or above resistance, that can potentially act as a signal to enter into a trade depending on the direction. Obviously, a long position if you think the price is going to go up, and a short position if the price is breaking support, for example. But it is important to understand that's just an example of a trading strategy and is not financial advice for you, because obviously you can do whatever you want with your own money. And just before getting into the Ethereum part of this video, I'll quickly let you know that there's only 1 more week to go to actually enter into this massive Ethereum trading competition with a prize pool of 1.1 million US dollars. So if you trade Ethereum, you might as well give this a go if you want to, because obviously that is a massive prize pool up for grabs for anyone who simply trades Ethereum over on Bybit. And in case you're interested, or if you want to find out more information about this, then check out the link down below. It'll be the second link in the description and in the pinned comments. And also, what could help you out with this is a $1,000 airdrop that's happening right now, but this airdrop is limited. And so if you want to claim this 1,000 USDT airdrop in the form of an Ethereum long position or an Ethereum short position, then also feel free to check out this page in the description down below and in the pinned comment. In fact, it'll be the third link down below in the description and in the pinned comments. But it's important to mention that in order to be eligible for this 1,000 USDT airdrop, you need to have a new Bybit account signed up with the link down below. And within 7 days of opening that account, you need to deposit $1,000 US dollars worth of crypto into that account to be eligible to claim this free 1,000 USDT airdrop. But anyway, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the daily Ethereum chart. And over the last 1 day, almost nothing has happened in the price of ETH. But what we're seeing right now is actually a bullish cross in the daily Ethereum MACD. But as of right now, this hasn't actually been confirmed because we still need to see a daily candle close to actually cement this bullish cross in place. But as I said earlier in the video, for Bitcoin on the daily time frame, this bullish cross in the daily Ethereum MACD doesn't necessarily confirm a bullish reversal out of the bearish trend, but what it does mean is that we're potentially due to see a little bit more of a relief in the shorter term, kind of like what we saw back here towards the beginning of September, or like what we saw towards the beginning of August. We saw a little bit more bullish price action in the short term, but as we saw right here, that did not confirm a bullish reversal out of this bearish trend because we continued on with the bearish trend. And so as I've been saying almost every day over the last 1 week, we're due to see a bit of a shorter term relief within the bearish trend, but technically speaking, as of right now, this is only acting as a pause within the bearish trend. We're still in this bearish trend on the daily time frame. But other than that, nothing much has happened on this chart right here over the last 1 day for Ethereum. So if you're new to the channel and you want to know more about this chart right here, then check out my last video on this channel. But anyway, taking a look at the 12-hour Ethereum chart, and obviously right here, we have the Bollinger Band indicator and the Bollinger Band width, which right now is showing a massive contraction, a massive squeeze in the Bollinger Band indicator, which basically means the same thing for the price of ETH on this chart as what it does for Bitcoin, which I explained earlier in this video. And so once again, even though we're potentially still due to see more choppy sideways price action in the immediate short term, talking about perhaps the next few days, if you're talking more about perhaps 1 or 2 weeks from now, we're most likely going to see an extremely volatile move according to this contraction in the Bollinger Bands indicator. And if you're simply looking at the last few times where we saw a large contraction in the Bollinger Bands indicator by looking at the Bollinger Band width indicator, then we can clearly see that not long after each of these contractions, we saw a massive expansion, a massive volatile move in the price of ETH. And so just beware of that coming sometime soon, most likely within around a week from now. But anyway, zooming into the shorter term, taking a look at the 4-hour Ethereum chart, right now the price of ETH is still chopping around sideways within this sideways price range, with the 4-hour price oscillators looking extremely neutral. They've almost flatlined at this point. And so once again, these indicators are pointing towards more choppy sideways price action in the shorter term for the price of ETH, so perhaps the coming days. And so we need to keep an eye out for these levels of support and resistance, with the support lines sitting at around 1280 and around 1220. And as for resistance, we have a little bit of short-term resistance right here, which is sitting at around 1340 to 1350. And anything above that level, then I would expect resistance closer towards 1.4k. And then if the price of ETH actually breaks above 1.4k, then I would expect resistance at around 1470 to 1480. And anything above that level right there, then I would expect resistance at the golden pocket level of resistance, which is sitting at around 1550. And as I said earlier in this video, believe it or not, but a choppy sideways price range like this is actually a gold mine in crypto. You can make a lot of money in a sideways price range like this. And if you want to know exactly how you could do that, then check out the video popping up in the bottom left of your screen. And if you want to know how to make money in crypto in an uptrend or a downtrend, then check out the video in the top left of your screen. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video.